On December of 2010, next month, former UFC middleweight challenger Chael Sonnen will be attending a steroid hearing and apparently clear his name in the fallout after his middleweight title shot against powerful pound great Anderson Silva. As we welcome you to another episode of the Entertainment Roundtable. How should mixed martial arts craft policy as it concerns performance enhancements in a sport where a man or a woman has his or her at their natural disposal a vast amount of ways in splitting an opponent's ass in two, from clutching to choking to striking and kicking? I have the strongest opinion that after an MMA athlete has been found to have used or abused illegal substances, that he or she should be giving nothing past a strike one. Alex?
I totally agree. No more than strike one, because, like you said, it's bad. Like you said, you can punch, you can kick, you can knee, you can submit, you can, split their heads, their toes, their arms. You can, you can use your knees, your legs. I mean, everything. You have more to do than in boxing. And so, I don't know if boxing has a three strike rule or not. I'm not sure about that, but I know MMA should not have that. If it's one and done, if you caught once doing it, shame on you. And if you get caught doing it again, your ass is booted out that door. I don't care who does it. I don't care if it's Matt Hughes. I don't care if it's Forrest Griffin. If he cheats using that stuff, using steroids, he has no business being in this sport, because it's bad enough you have all his weapons that I mentioned earlier to use at your disposal, but if you're going to cheat on top of that, you could possibly kill somebody. I mean, thankfully, no one has died from the time people use. Thankfully, Anderson Silva is not hurt severely. He didn't get killed during that fight against Chael Sonnen in that title eliminator. But something serious could have happened. So I don't know if he did it or not, because right now he's going to court about it. But if he's guilty, I'm telling you, if he does it again, he should be fired. I'm telling you. Especially all the trash talk he talks, saying how he's going to beat him up and do all that stuff, and if it's true, he does something like that. I mean, that's just downright despicable. In my opinion, if you get caught more than once, to me, you're done.
Yeah, one thing that this young and budding sport does not need is the similar practices or corruption that have plagued the other more established sports. Remember the New York political names of Bob Riley and Andrew Cuomo and so on, New York, because if the sport of mixed martial arts will never realize legalization or legislation, it'll be because of these two particular politicians and so on right here. So again, remember the names of Bob Riley and Andrew Cuomo and so on, New York, because if the sport of mixed martial arts will never realize legislation and legalization, it'll be because of these two politicians and more so and so on right here. Now on to the sports or the entertainment of sports entertainment. The Turning pay-per-view has come and gone. The Survivor Series pay-per-view of 2010 is less than a week away. Your thoughts on the Survivor Series storylines thus far?
Very good. Turning Point was good, so I definitely want to see how the Survivor Series is going to play out. It's very interesting, how John Cena is in his mix-up with the Nexus, and now he has to be a special guest referee against Randy Orton and Wade Barrett's main event at Survivor Series, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we will be there live and attending it. So it'll be my first ever live WWE pay-per-view that we're seeing live together as a family. So I'm very excited about that. So hopefully we'll give you some coverage on what went down and stuff and what happened. Basically, I like it. I mean, I like the Edge, fighting Kane. It's going to be very interesting. I do like that matchup. It'll be a good match. I do like the Orton-Barrett match. So the first one, the last time they fought, was kind of left to be desired, but hopefully they'll pick it up in this rematch. Hopefully they build like Rey Mysterio and Del Rio thing, where they have their own teams against each other kind of thing, like the Survivor Series is known for doing. So so I hope they do that, so that way it can be more matches. So far it's very good. I like it. I can't wait for it to come, because I'm very excited for it, and I just can't wait. I'm excited. I just can't wait.
Can't wait to head to Miami, FLA. Back to the sport of MMA, mixed martial arts. And overdue congratulations to the icon, to the legend, to the natural Randy Couture in his winning and his historic winning in his meeting versus boxing great James Toney, and shedding light that if there's a discipline that can match, if not outmatch, the discipline of the sweet science of boxing, is the sweet science of real wrestling, the sweet science of shoot fighting, and so on. Prediction time. And no, I'm not talking about the Pacquiao Margarito Circus. No, no, no. We're talking about the dual main event of UFC 123 that will be emanating from the Palace of Auburn Hills of Detroit, Michigan. And the co-feature in the evening's trilogy, if you will, it will be the showdown of the former UFC lightweight kingpin BJ Penn versus his nemesis and UFC Hall of Famer Matt Hughes. How will this matchup, this epic matchup of an irresistible force versus an immovable object, write its final meeting, Alex?
I think, in my opinion, Matt Hughes is catching BJ's head at the right time. I mean, he's not only got embarrassed by Frank, what was his name, though, that BJ fought?
Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar. He embarrassed BJ not once but twice in the title fights. So I think he's vulnerable. I think this is the perfect time for Matt Hughes to cap this trilogy, him being on top, because I mean, if anyone saw the Frankie Edgar and BJ Penn fight, he just make him look like an amateur, like he didn't even belong. And I was shocked too. I was like really shocked. I'm like, I thought this fight would be very competitive, but he wasn't even in it at all. I was very surprised. So with that said, I think Matt Hughes is going to capitalize. Matt Hughes is going to capitalize on this fight. Don't get me wrong. I think BJ Penn will hopefully put up a good fight, because he's always a good fighter, training his ass off lately and stuff. But I don't know. It's one of those things you just gotta wait and see.
In the main event of the evening, in the battle of two former light heavyweight kings, will be the showcase, the showdown, if you will, of Quentin Rampage Jackson versus the Dragon, Lyoto Machida. Who's winning this title contention eliminator?
It depends on these factors really that I'm gonna lay out. And what I'm about to say, if people might agree or disagree. So here's my take on how this fight's gonna go down if they do this. If Quentin Jackson stands with Machida, to me that's a bad idea. I mean, don't get me wrong, Quentin has a great, he's like UFC's Mike Tyson. He has mad powers in his fists. I mean, I heard that Forrest Griffin said that when he was blocking his punches during his fight, that even that hurt him. And he was blocking it, so I could not even getting hit by that. So, but the problem is, Machida, though, he doesn't possibly have a suspect chin, but he's accurate with his strikes. Very, very accurate. Excuse me. Because, you saw what we did with Rashad. I mean, he picked him apart. I mean, just picked him apart. I mean, he may have do the stanky leg like Quentin Jackson, but, but I mean, in my opinion, I think Quentin should wrestle him. I mean, maybe strike him a little bit just to set up some takedowns, but I don't wrestle him. But I don't think you should trade with him for too long, because, I mean, he has the power, he has his power, like I said, he has strong hands, but I'll take that one good accurate punch, and Quentin could be railing, backpedaling, and then next thing you know, he might be end up getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? It can happen, because I mean, Machida is a great striker, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, depending on, like I said, if Quentin wrestles him, he can win, but if he stands up with him, he might lose, and Machida might take it. So it's a matter of what they do. And overall, I'm gonna love this fight. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna love it. I hope you guys are gonna see it, because you best believe I am. It looks amazing. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be great. But all in all, it's a toss-up. Really, it's a big, big toss-up. Like I said, if Quentin wrestles him, he can win. But if he stands with him, he might lose. So that's my take on it.
And it's going to be all live on pay-per-view, UFC 123, emanating live from the Palace of Auburn Hills of Detroit, Michigan. Again, finally, and again, an overdue congratulations to the icon, the legend, the natural Randy Couture, and his historic epic meeting and his win versus boxing great James Toney. and shedding light once again that if there's a discipline that can match, if not outmatch, the sweet science of boxing, is that of the sweet science of real wrestling, shoot fighting, and so on. And also, finally, congrats to Jason Mayhem Miller on his kick-ass kickoff to MTV's Bully Beatdown Season 3, and congrats to Cain Velasquez, the heavyweight champion of the world. See you all soon, YouTube world. Take care. Peace. See you next year. Peace. We're out.